Are you looking for an easy and effective way to lose weight? Discover the secrets behind quick and effective weight loss with this perfect guide on intermittent fasting.
Hello, this is Emily Costa, and you are listening to Intermittent Fasting for Beginners. Discover secrets that men and women use to accelerate weight loss, increase energy levels, and slow aging. Includes autophagy, keto diet, and meal plan hacks. Provided to you by United Audiobooks. I hope you enjoy my audiobook. Now, let us begin.
Introduction. The word fasting can be daunting and scary. Nobody wants to put down their delicious meal and spend hours taking in nothing but water and coffee. But to fast is not to starve, to cry, or to be in pain. Rather, it is to heal, to strengthen, to empower, and to enliven by abstaining from food for a specific period of time. You may have heard of the term fasting before, as it is often associated with religious holidays and practices. You may have thought then that fasting is only for the pious, but this is not the case. You picked up this book because you want to know what all the hype about intermittent fasting is. You may have seen the advertisements online and heard word-of-mouth testaments to the wonderful power of intermittent fasting. But seeing is believing, and you want to see and experience intermittent fasting, or IF, for yourself. I have written this book for people like you who want to experience intermittent fasting in a safe and healthy way. That's why in this book, I will teach you the secrets that men and women alike use to accelerate weight loss, increase their energy levels, and slow down aging. Not only that, I will also bring you the secrets of autophagy and guide you on how to fast intermittently on the keto diet. Finally, I will teach you some meal plan hacks that will enable you to greatly enjoy your intermittent fasting journey and to enjoy food on your way to weight loss and better health. If you have tried other ways of losing weight, falling for the false promises, only to become disillusioned, give up, and then start all over again, then I bring you hope. Using all the hacks, facts, and advice in this book, you can finally lift yourself out of the weight loss cycle and finally lose weight and see results. So, if you are ready for all the wonderful benefits that intermittent fasting will bring you, let's begin. Chapter 1. Understanding Intermittent Fasting. Intermittent fasting, IF, is the practice of fasting for periods of time after which you break your fast by eating during a specific window of time known as an eating window. For instance, you may have fast for 16 hours and then break your fast afterward, eating during the next 8 hours. The length of time during which you fast and eat varies, and you can choose the option that is best for you based on what results you want to achieve, discussed in Chapter 2. In general, when you practice IF, you will separate your day or your week into eating and fasting sections of time, which will repeat either every day or every week. With this type of fasting, you are able to ingest liquids that have 0 calories, like water, coffee, tea, and any other drinks with no caloric content. Just be sure that you drink your coffee or tea black, as adding sugar, milk, cream, caramel, or any other additions may null your fast, depending on how much you put in. As a general rule of thumb, it is easier to just have your beverages without any additions, although keto bulletproof coffee is also a great substitute. Many practitioners of intermittent fasting believe this diet method to be a secret to better health. However, believe it or not, human beings have practiced intermittent fasting all throughout human history. In many non-Western regions today, IF is still a normal and regular part of the culture and diet. Intermittent fasting makes us healthier and helps us lose weight by working with our blood glucose levels. When we eat, digestive enzymes break down the food in our gut into molecules that are small enough to enter our bloodstream. When we eat sugar or refined white carbs, these are easily broken down into glucose, which enters our bloodstream and energizes us. To allow for glucose to enter our cells, our body releases the hormone insulin from the pancreas. When we have excess glucose, insulin allows the extra glucose to be stored in our fat cells as fat. This is why we gain weight when we eat too much refined processed sugar. When you are in between meals, you will notice that you begin to feel weaker, slower, and even more jittery. This is a sign that your blood sugar level is going down. When our blood glucose level is low, our insulin levels also go down because we do not need insulin when we are not digesting food. If your insulin level goes too low, your body turns to burning fat to power you until it gets a new batch of glucose, which makes your insulin levels go back up. When you allow your insulin levels to go down for an extended amount of time, you burn through your fat cells and begin to lose weight. Intermittent fasting is designed to allow your insulin levels to go all the way down for a long enough period of time so that you trigger your body into burning fat for energy. The most important thing to remember is that although intermittent fasting may seem strange, it is much more normal and makes more sense to our brains and our bodies than the average Western diet and eating habits. A human from the year 1000 did not have the opportunity to eat an egg, cheese, and sausage breakfast with a few slices of white toast and a large sugar-filled orange juice. Likewise, it was not likely for humans in the past to constantly have the opportunity to snack or have food delivered with just a few taps of their finger. For much of human history, humans had to work extremely hard to be able to grow, raise, or find food. Despite all this hard work, fasting was a normal part of the human experience. Think of a farmer working hard during a drought to save his crops with very little feed in his barn, or a caveman hunting for a boar for days before he manages to successfully kill one. Contrast this with the average human who stops for a fast food egg and sausage breakfast patty before work, then indulges in a donut at the office. For lunch, he may try to eat a healthy salad, but it is a colleague's birthday, and he is persuaded to indulge in a large serving of fat, sugar, and white carb-laden cake. He gets home late and tired, so he is too tired to cook. He cannot find a healthy takeout restaurant on his app, so he chooses the pizza meal combo with honey glazed chicken wings, a big bottle of Coke, 2 large fries, and a cheesecake for dessert. Ancient humans who fasted used up their fat reserves regularly, while the average human today adds more to their fat reserves consistently because they never stop eating for long enough. Even if you try to be healthy, the average dietary advice we were given until recently is that we must have breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day to be healthy. People who skip breakfast are often told they must change their habits to be healthier. Even worse, our breakfasts usually consist of sugar-packed cereals or saturated fat and cholesterol-packed sausages, bacon, pancakes, and omelets. Even if you exercise regularly and are at a healthy weight, many people today are still being diagnosed with prediabetes, diabetes, high cholesterol, and high blood pressure because our meals and diets are wreaking havoc on our internal system. Intermittent fasting is, therefore, a way to return back to the diet system that your brain and body love and thrive on, keeping you healthy and, consequently, promoting a longer, fuller life. Chapter 2. Types of Intermittent Fasting. There are so many different ways to practice intermittent fasting, so there is a method for everyone. In this chapter, I will walk through different methods for fasting intermittently, ending with a section on how to choose the best method to meet your needs, your goals, your habits, and your body type, as well as your personality. By the end of this chapter, if you've chosen to try IF, you should feel that your IF plans have direction and form, and you should be excited to implement these new plans into your daily routine. The 16-8 method. The 16-8 method is one of the most popular methods among intermittent fasters. Essentially, you spend 16 hours within each day fasting, and the other 8 hours are your eating window. Most people try to choose their 8-hour eating window to be the times when they're primarily active. If you're a night person, feel free to make it a little later. Hold off eating during the daytime as much as possible, then break your fast around 1 or 2. Eat your meals during an 8-hour window with your last meal before 9 or 10 p.m. For morning people, you eat breakfast earlier, around 10 a.m., and stop food consumption by 6 p.m. The 16-8 method is an incredibly flexible method that works for many different kinds of people. It's even flexible once you decide to try a particular fasting to eating ratio. For example, if your body doesn't seem to like the 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. eating window, you can absolutely alter it the next day to suit your needs better. Maybe try waiting until later in the day for breakfast. Try what you need to do, as long as you're keeping to that 16 to 8 hour ratio. The 16 to 8 method does not need any type of exercise booster, but that's up to you. You will, however, see quicker weight loss and faster changes to your body if you add exercise to your fasting. With the 16-8 method, you can eat what you want as long as it is within your eating window. Nevertheless, this is not an opportunity to eat unhealthily during your eating window, as this will not just slow your weight loss and health progress, but it will also lead to health problems, since you are not feeding your digestive system with the macronutrients, fats, carbohydrates, fiber, and protein, and micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals that it needs to stay healthy, or you are feeding your body the wrong ratio of macronutrients. The 14-10 method. The 14-10 method is similar to the 16-8 method. Rather than fast for 16 hours, as in the 16-8 method, you fast for 14 hours. With this method, you can also eat what you want during those 10 hours, as long as it is within your eating window. You may also schedule your eating and fasting window at whatever time you choose during those 24 hours. Since the eating window is 2 hours longer, there is more time to eat and get in your calories and nutrients. As a result, the 14-10 method is often recommended for people who need more calories than the average person. This includes people who are much more active, whether through sports and exercise or because of their job. It is also a perfect method for you if you prefer to eat your meals later during the day, or you have to take certain medications at night or after food. In any case, if you are on any medication, you should make sure you speak to your doctor before beginning intermittent fasting. The 24 method. The 24 method is a much more intense intermittent fasting method. I would definitely not recommend this for beginners because your blood sugar can seriously plummet with this method. If your body is not used to fasting at all, it will be very difficult for you to achieve. The general rule of diet, health, and fitness is that if you start on too difficult a level, it will be too challenging for you and will demotivate you from continuing on your health path. The 24 method is also much more intense in terms of the practicalities of the eating window. If you are not used to fasting and eating windows, you may struggle to get all your calories and nutrients within 4 hours. What's more, your digestive system may be used to eating many meals during the day, causing stomach distress such as cramps, diarrhea, or constipation when you eat all your calories within a 4-hour window. To get all your calories and nutrients within the 4-hour window, you will need to eat either one very large meal and a few snacks, or 2 moderate-sized meals and a couple of snacks. It can be difficult to pack all this within 4 hours, especially if you become full after your large meal. Hence, people on the 20-4 method often lose more weight because they are not able to eat as many calories as they should. Alternatively, your blood sugar may drop so low that you end up overeating during the 4-hour window, thereby undoing the health benefits of your fast. The 24 method requires the supervision of a medical professional to ensure that you are getting enough nutrients and calories to stay healthy. After a while, however, your body, especially your digestive system, will get used to this system of eating, and you will find that you are able to eat enough calories and nutrients to keep your body healthy. The best thing to do is to ensure your meals and snacks are foods packed with healthy calories, macronutrients, and micronutrients. For example, nuts, brown rice, eggs, avocados, vegetables, and fruit. The warrior method. The warrior method shares a lot of similarities to the 24 method because you fast for 20 hours and have a 4-hour eating window. The difference between the two is that the outlook and mindset that you need to practice the warrior method, essentially the thought process behind the warrior method, is that in ancient times, the hunter coming home from stalking their prey or the warrior coming home from battle would really only get one meal each day. One meal would have to provide sustenance for the rest of the day, as well as recuperative energy from the ordeal and sustainable energy for the future. Therefore, on the warrior method, you will need to have one large meal during your 4-hour eating window filled with all the fats, proteins, and carbs that you need for the next 20 hours. Just like with the 24 method, the warrior method can be too intense since you need a lot of discipline and a high tolerance for challenging situations to get through it. You may find that you naturally have the mindset to be able to push through. If you are struggling, however, then it is best to revert to an easier fasting method. What's more, some people are not able to eat such a large and nutritious meal in one sitting, making the warrior method even more challenging for most. The 5-2 method. Popularized by Dr. Michael Mosley, the 5-2 method is a method popular among those who really want to see the effects of autophagy, as will be discussed in Chapter 3. Instead of having a fasting and eating window within each 24-hour time period, the 5-2 method asks that you fast for a full 24 hours, 2 consecutive days out of the week. During the other 5 days, you are free to eat, exercise, or diet as desired. But those other 2 days, which can be consecutive or scattered throughout the week, must be strictly fasting days. You should not do too much physical activity during the 2 days of fasting, as you will be consuming very little energy, whether fats or carbohydrates, during this period. During your 2 fasting days, you are allowed to consume about 500 calories a day for women and 600 calories for men, meaning that you are not really fasting as much as you are on a restricted intake. Eat, Stop, Eat, 24-hour method. The Eat, Stop, Eat, or 24-hour method is another option for people who want to have days on and off days between fasting and eating. It's a little less intense than the 5-2 method and is much more flexible for you, meaning that you can adjust it according to your needs. On the Eat, Stop, Eat method, you can fast whenever you want to and then go back to eating as normal. After a time period of 2 to 7 days, you return to another 24-hour fast. The Eat, Stop, Eat method is great because you can have breakfast in the morning and then eat again the very next day at breakfast time, after a period of 24 hours. You can also give your body and brain enough time to enjoy a normal eating pattern for up to 7 days before returning to another fast. This is another great benefit of the Eat, Stop, Eat method. Since you are not focused on how many hours or days you need to fast, it goes by more smoothly for you. Think of the difference between going out for a nice jog and having to train for a marathon. The pressure of performance and improvement can be a burden for you while training for a marathon. A nice job, however, does not put any mental pressure on you whatsoever. You are just doing it to enjoy yourself. At the same time, you will need to incorporate a healthy diet on the days when you are not fasting, as an unhealthy diet will undo all the healthy benefits of your 24-hour fasts. The Eat, Stop, Eat method is also perfect for people who exercise regularly, since you can be flexible with your fasting days, allowing you to exercise on the days when you are not fasting. Alternate Day Method. Similar to the warrior method, the alternate day fasting, ADF method, follows an ancient eating practice. In this method, you allow your body to go through a feast-famine routine. That is, you feast one day, then fast the next. If this is too difficult, you can fast for 1 day and feast for 2 days. Alternatively, you can fast and feast every other day, placing yourself on a calorie restriction of 500 calories or 20 to 50% of your daily caloric intake on fasting days. If you want to make it more challenging and take it further, you can eat only within a 12-hour period on your feast day, meaning that you continuously fast every 36 hours, then feast for the next 12 hours. The alternate day method follows similar ideas to the 5-2 method, the warrior method, and the Eat, Stop, Eat method. It is based on ancient eating practices where humans often had periods of fasting because they could not find any food or grow any food. This means that when food was available, they would feast to take in enough energy to last the next fasting period. Although we evolved to survive fast feast eating, it does come with its disadvantages, such as losing muscle mass and being very difficult to maintain. One advantage, however, is that it does help you lose weight. In fact, you will find that you tend to eat more on feast days than you would if you were not fasting. But this overeating will still not result in as much caloric intake as if you were not fasting altogether. It is also great if you exercise regularly and need a regular intake of glucose. As a more intense style of fasting, the alternate day method works particularly well if you are on an intense fitness regimen, like bodybuilders, and need more than the average daily amount of calories. Since you will have to fast or be on a caloric restriction, you are able to eat enough glucose, protein, fats, and other much-needed nutrients on feast days while still losing water weight on fast days. Hence, you can maintain a sculpted look while still being healthy and powering through your workouts. OMAD, 23-to-1 method. OMAD, 1 meal a day. Fasting includes eating 1 meal a day with a 1-hour eating window and a 23-hour fasting window. While fasting, you cannot consume any food or beverages with any calories. This means you can only drink water, tea, and coffee with no sugar, milk, or any other addition. You can, however, consume all your calories and nutrients within your 1-hour eating window. You can have your 1-hour window at any time, depending on what time best suits your needs. The OMAD fasting method is great for people who find that they exercise better and with more efficiency when they are in a fasting state. However, it is definitely not a great fasting method for beginners because it is so intense. Once you have become more accustomed to less intense fasting methods like the 14-10 method and moderate fasting methods like the 20-4 method, you can move on to more intense fasting methods like OMAD and the 5-2 method. What fasting method should I choose? The fasting method you choose is dependent on a few factors. What goals are you trying to achieve? Do you want to be more sculpted or to lose weight? Do you want to be healthier or live longer? How active are you and how intense is your physical activity? If you are very active, do you find that your physical activity is better in a fasting state or eating state? How challenging do you find fasting to be? Does your body work better when you eat 1 or more meals a day? Do you have enough time within your eating window to eat all the calories and nutrients you need? Does your lifestyle ask that you socialize around food and eating often? Are there other factors in your life that would prevent you from fasting intermittently? Do you have any dietary choices or restrictions that could prevent you from choosing 1 or more of the fasting methods listed? Do you have any illnesses, conditions, or medications that would benefit from a particular type of fasting or that would prevent you from fasting at all? At the same time, you have the option of switching fasting methods if the one you choose is not working for you. Remember to speak with your doctor, physician before starting a fasting method. Essentially, keep your eye on the prize and remember to choose what feels right and see what works from there. Lastly, your diet is of equal importance even when fasting. Even if your goal is just to lose weight, eating fast food or processed food during your eating window, eating days, even if on alternate days, will leave you with very bad health, even if you are losing weight. At the same time, it will negate all the positive benefits of intermittent fasting. Furthermore, it can still lead to unstable, very low blood sugar levels, which would make you eat too many calories and crave even more unhealthy food during your eating window. To prevent this cycle, it is best for you to cook healthy, unprocessed, and nutritious meals when intermittent fasting. Despite all the different types of intermittent fasting, you should not fast intermittently unless your doctor gives you the okay if you have type 1 or type 2 diabetes or other problems with your blood sugar. IF leads to low blood sugar, which is dangerous for people with diabetes. Likewise, you cannot fast intermittently if you are on a medication that affects your blood glucose levels. If you also have insulin resistance or any other health issues where you have to eat more than 500 calories per day, then intermittent fasting will put you in grave danger, even on a short-term basis. Have a history of crash dieting or eating disorders. You may not be able to handle IF psychologically if you are used to yo-yo dieting and crash dieting, or if you have a history of eating disorders. You may end up abusing IF to lose weight more speedily, leading to severe and prolonged health issues. See Chapter 7. Are anemic or underweight. Are pregnant or trying to get pregnant or are breastfeeding. Your baby needs plenty of nutrients, whether in the womb or after birth. Mothers' bodies are also often very tired because of the stress of carrying a baby and the hormonal changes that occur in the body during conception, pregnancy, and in the postpartum months. As a result, you need to eat regularly if this applies to you, to give your body all the macro and micronutrients it needs to stay healthy. Likewise, your body needs plenty of nutrients and energy if you are trying to conceive. If your body and brain sense that you are in fasting mode, your chances of conceiving lessen since your brain believes that your body will not be able to bear the extra stress of pregnancy. Breastfeeding mothers, likewise, pass on everything they eat to their babies. If you are not eating regularly, then you have no nutrients to pass on to your child, and you may stop lactating altogether. Are under the age of 18. Have intense levels of physical activity on a daily basis, for example, if you are an athlete or exercise intensely.
I hope you are enjoying my audiobook so far. It would be a pleasure if you could let me know how you are feeling about this audiobook in the comments section below. We would greatly appreciate it if you could also like this video and subscribe to United Audiobooks to have access to more best-selling audiobooks in the future. Also, please, if you are interested in getting more free audiobooks, please click the first link in the description below. Now, let us carry on with the next chapter.
Chapter 3. Benefits of Intermittent Fasting. The benefits of fasting can start to kick in once you have been fasting for a week or longer. One of the first benefits of intermittent fasting that you will notice is weight loss. After a few days or so, your body will begin to use up the stored glucose in your liver, called glycogen. When your body stores glycogen, it stores a lot of water too. Since you are burning through that glycogen, you no longer need that stored water either. This is why you will notice less bloating overall. Your face may look less puffy, and your stomach may look less bloated and full too. At the same time, you will notice that you are not overeating as much as you used to. Since you are spending so much time fasting, you simply have less time to eat and prepare food on a practical basis. Chapter 5 will teach you some meal hacks to help you eat nutritiously and healthily during your eating windows. With less time spent preparing meals and eating, you actually have time to reflect on your eating habits and the factors that lead to your overeating and poor food choices. Perhaps you may begin to notice how you snack at work when you feel overwhelmed, or you order takeout when you are too tired from the day to prepare a meal. As well as these more noticeable short-term benefits, intermittent fasting provides more long-term benefits than you may not notice in the short term. These benefits are incredible for your health and are a reason why intermittent fasting is increasingly gaining popularity. Changing your metabolism. When you fast intermittently, your metabolism begins to change. In fact, any changes to your health, diet, and fitness lifestyle changes your metabolism, either for better or for worse. For example, your metabolism may slow down if you stop running regularly. Similarly, intermittent fasting is known for boosting your metabolism. Your body is a complex but well-connected machine. Like any other machine, it needs breaks. Otherwise, it will get too tired to function properly. This is why we sleep. Intermittent fasting is a sort of sleep time for your digestive system. With so much food around us and with the advice that we eat 3 meals a day, we do not give our digestive system a break. We are constantly producing insulin, digesting food, spiking our blood sugar levels, etc. When you use IF, on the other hand, you give your digestive system a rest, allowing your body to get rid of impurities and to increase the number of metabolites in your body. Metabolites, a product of metabolism, are responsible for converting energy in our body. The more metabolites in your body, the quicker energy is converted from food, thereby increasing your metabolism. Drinking 2 cups of green tea a day may help you see increased fasting results, whether it be a faster metabolism or autophagy. Weight loss. As already mentioned, intermittent fasting is widely recognized for aiding weight loss. You are simply not able to eat as many calories as you normally would when using IF. This, of course, promotes weight loss. Other factors leading to weight loss include increased metabolism and having less time in the day to eat unhealthy meals, such as midday snacks or an after-dinner dessert. You can also increase weight loss by exercising regularly in conjunction with IF. This burns through your glucose levels quicker, allowing you more time in the day to burn fat. Increased energy levels. When you fast, your metabolism moves from being powered by glucose to being powered by fat. That is, you burn fat for energy just as you would on a keto diet. See Chapter 5. When your body burns fat for energy, you will begin to notice increased energy levels, more mental clarity, and a better mood. In some cases, it is possible that you may develop hypoglycemia, extremely low blood sugar, when you fast for a long time, for example, for 24 hours. To prevent hypoglycemia, eat a diet filled with healthy fats and proteins during your eating window, since fats and protein keep you feeling fuller for longer. A diet filled with healthy fats when using IF will give you increased energy levels. If you find that you are becoming hypoglycemic, even with this diet, then your metabolism may be too fast, in which case you will need to reconsider your fasting method to find the right one for you. Reduced inflammation. Inflammation is one of the greatest predictors of future illness and a shorter lifespan. Inflammation itself is your body's natural defense to illness or injury. That is why the area surrounding a wound feels inflamed, looks red, and hurts. When inflammation becomes long-term, chronic, or persistent, especially surrounding healthy tissue, it can easily lead to severe health problems, such as autoimmune disorders, cancer, arthritis, brain disorders, mental illness, lung disease, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, metabolic disease, diabetes, neurodegenerative disease, and gastrointestinal disease. Evidently, these are all health problems that can be very dangerous to your health. Even more troubling, in many cases, you may not notice you are suffering from inflammation until it is too late, because you may not notice outward symptoms. Intermittent fasting is great because it increases levels of the protein galectin-3 in your body. High levels of galectin-3 control inflammation in your body and even improve metabolism and insulin sensitivity. In recent years, scientists have found that intermittent fasting reduces chances of developing cancer. Even more intriguing, those patients who fast intermittently during their cancer treatments see better results than those that don't. What's more, IF is potentially capable of decreasing chemotherapy-related toxicity and growth in chemotherapy patients. In other words, intermittent fasting transforms your body into an environment not conducive for cancer cells to thrive. Even better, it leaves major organs in your body free from inflammation, thereby preventing chronic disease and leading to a longer lifespan. Eat foods that fight inflammation to assist your body in reducing chronic inflammation. These include olive oil, fatty fish, leafy vegetables, fruits, and nuts. Avoid or reduce inflammation-causing foods, such as refined carbohydrates, fried food, red meat, sugar-sweetened beverages, and saturated fats, such as shortening, lard, and margarine. Boost your immune system. Another great benefit of reducing inflammation is that it boosts your immune system. IF prevents your body from producing too much of the protein cytokine. When you have too many cytokines in your body translates this as a need to increase its defense. It essentially goes into overdrive immune response, causing unnecessary inflammation. Likewise, IF increases autophagy, which leaves your cells in pristine condition to fight off any foreign pathogens that would have otherwise harmed you. Longer lifespan. Another way intermittent fasting improves your lifespan is by increasing antioxidant levels in your body. As already mentioned, intermittent fasting increases levels of metabolites in your body. Another function of metabolites is to maintain antioxidant activity in the body. This means IF helps to increase the levels of antioxidants in the body. Some scientists believe that intermittent fasting triggers a survival response in our bodies since our brains believe us to be starving. When your brain and body think you are starving, it causes oxidative stress, which can lead to free radical damage in your body. To keep you from the negative effects of free radicals, your body raises your levels of antioxidants. So, what are free radicals? Free radicals are naturally formed unstable molecules occurring in your body when you come into contact with outside triggers. Triggers can include pollution, food, exercise, the sun, stress, and so on. These are all unavoidable things in our daily lives that can trigger the formation of free radicals in our body. Antioxidants work to fight free radicals, reducing oxidative stress in our bodies. Oxidative stress, in turn, leads to chronic inflammation, leading to a whole host of health problems, including organ failure. Hence, increasing the level of antioxidants in your body is a great way to reduce your likelihood of chronic health problems, keeping you healthier for longer. You can also aid your body in increasing our antioxidant levels by eating antioxidant-rich foods, such as bananas, plantains, eggs, corn, leafy greens, sea vegetables, garlic, berries, and tomatoes. Autophagy. Autophagy may seem like a strange word, but it is very easy to understand. It is essentially your body's way of cleansing itself and getting rid of its impurities. It does so by going down to the cellular level to repair cell damage, remove any impurities and waste from your cells, and rejuvenate existing cells. Think of it as your body's way of giving your cells an extreme cellular makeover. Autophagy aims to leave all cells in your body in great working condition. Of course, if the cells in your body are in great condition, then so too are your organs, your systems, and your health. In essence, you look good and you feel good. Today, more than ever, we need autophagy. We are bombarded with triggers that cause free radical damage, from harsh UV rays from the sun to air pollution, microplastics in our food and water, stressful lifestyles, toxins and bad chemicals in everything around us, and our factory-made, factory-grown, and factory-processed chemically laden foods. That means we have a higher level of damaged cells in our body that need to be made over. As a result, we age faster, and we feel and look unhealthy and get chronic illnesses, infections, and diseases much easier. IF-induced autophagy is a great strategy for retaining our health despite many unhealthy triggers around us. A 2005 study on rodents, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, found that prolonged dietary restriction increases the lifespan in rodents. Some evidence suggests that alternate day fasting may also prolong the lifespan. The study also found that prolonged dietary restriction, i.e. regular fasting, leads to reduced metabolic rate, reduced oxidative damage, altered neuroendocrine signaling, which prevents cancers and improves metabolism, and improved insulin sensitivity, which prevents the development of prediabetes, diabetes, and problems with blood sugar. The study also argues that although conclusive results are years away, many improvements in biomarkers of longevity, including reduced core temperature, resting metabolic rate, RMR, glucose, and insulin, have already been observed. Prolonged DR also alters the expression of many genes from skeletal muscle, brain, and liver, including genes involved in oxidative damage. In essence, intermittent fasting keeps us healthier for longer and keeps us from aging prematurely. Have you ever noticed that people who eat a lot of vegetables seem to just glow, don't seem to age at all, and have loads of energy? This is because the vegetables they eat reduce triggers that cause cell damage. Likewise, you will have noticed that people who avoid the sun often age much slower than those who are always in the sun. They also tend not to develop skin cancer, unlike people who are in the sun all the time. This again is because they avoid the cell damage caused by sun damage. Autophagy is a great way to repair cell damage when you cannot avoid free radicals and inflammation triggers in your everyday life. Biohacking. What can we deduce from intermittent fasting is that it allows us to practice biohacking. As its name suggests, biohacking is the process of hacking into your biological processes to make sure everything is functioning properly. You can biohack in many ways. For example, by following a specific diet or lifestyle. You can also biohack by eating the right types of food and taking the right types and dosages of supplements. Intermittent fasting, too, is a form of biohacking through its anti-inflammatory, antioxidative, and autophagic effects. IF helps you to take control of even minute processes in the body that make a big difference in your health, energy levels, weight, appearance, and so on. You live longer and healthier, and you look good doing it. You save money and time. Obviously, when you go on fast regularly, you save money and also time since you no longer have to spend a lot of money or time buying or preparing meals. You can prepare meals in advance using the meal prep method described in Chapter 5, leaving you with more time to live your life and still enjoy delicious meals when you need to. Chapter 4. Free Goodwill. Intermittent fasting is a wonderful tribute to the power of the human body, an act of discipline, self-preservation, and even self-love. Intermittent fasting is a simple, scientific, and natural way of healing, fueling, and powering your body. Despite all these benefits, intermittent fasting still has a bad reputation among people. Think about it. When you first heard the phrase, you most likely focused on the word fasting. Truth be told, nobody wants to fast. It sounds miserable and like a lot of work. Who in their right mind wants to spend hours upon hours every day starving and unable to eat, especially with so many delicious and filling food options available to you? Of course, now you know that this is not how intermittent fasting works. Instead, this book has armed you with the facts and the science of intermittent fasting. The wonderful thing about knowing all the facts is that all the myths surrounding intermittent fasting are dispelled. You feel more knowledgeable and empowered to make IF decisions that will change your life for the better. As with all things health-wise, intermittent fasting works if you work with it. If you do it correctly, then you will reap all its great benefits. If you do it badly, then you will struggle to tap into its many benefits. This book has been a dream for me to write because it is an opportunity for me to share with others a way of eating that has changed my life and improved my health. On the other hand, I can't do so without the help of my loyal readers. I know that this book is a wonderful source of important information on intermittent fasting. I know because not only have I thoroughly researched the topic, but I have practiced fasting for many years. Still, what use is all this information if I cannot disperse it to all the people who need to hear it? As an author, I love to empower people. I love knowing that I enabled someone to make the right choices for their health so that they can live a longer, healthier, fitter, and happier life. With your support, I would love to continue to empower others to make healthy choices that benefit their present and future. If you would love to give others the opportunity to learn all the wonderful information this book teaches about intermittent fasting, then please leave an honest review. Your thoughts will encourage others, like yourself, to start on the right track with intermittent fasting. With your help, we can continue to dispel the many myths about IF and take back its reputation. We can go from intermittent fasting eliciting skepticism to eliciting curiosity and excitement for new beginnings. Therefore, if you would like to continue with me on this journey to bring the science of IF to everyone, leave this book an honest review and share it the next time your friend complains about being unable to lose weight or that they are feeling lethargic. Together, we can do our part to help others get healthier, lose weight, and increase their energy levels. Chapter 5. Meal Plan Hacks. As you have listened to in this book, intermittent fasting works to help you lose weight, increase energy levels, and slow aging because you are allowing yourself to use up all the extra glucose your body has stored from your meals. This then triggers processes in your body, see Chapter 3, that lead to better long-term and short-term health. The human body is so amazing that you can hack into these processes even on a calorie-restricted diet, as opposed to full-on fasting. Since the human body is eager to heal and to be healthier, it is only a matter of finding the right hack to trigger these healing processes. While intermittent fasting is one such hack, there are also other ways to make intermittent fasting much more powerful and potent, allowing you to enjoy even more benefits, both in quality and quantity. Here are a few meal plan hacks to improve your intermittent fasting. Follow the Mediterranean and/or keto diet. One of the greatest pitfalls of the intermittent diet is the food you do eat when you are not fasting. During your fasting window, your body is working extra hard to heal itself and to become healthier. So, when you do fuel your body, you need to fuel it well. At the same time, when your body is hungry as a result of fasting, it triggers a fasting response. In the past, when we were hunter-gatherers and before we began farming and growing food for ourselves, food was often scarce. We could have found wild berries growing in the forest, or we may have been able to catch a wild boar for dinner. But after that, we may not have been able to find any food for another few days. As a result, our brains kept us alive by making us eat more calories than we needed at the time so that we could store the excess calories as fat for survival. You will notice that if you have not eaten for a few hours more than your body is used to, you feel ravenous. Where before you would only feel like eating a small bowl of spaghetti, you find that you end up cooking a much bigger portion than you can even finish. This response to fasting is not you being greedy. Rather, it is your brain overriding your usual cognitive function. Since it perceives that you are facing food scarcity because you are not eating as much as you usually eat, it tries to force you to eat more calories than you need. Your brain is essentially trying to keep you alive. This is also the reason why you begin to salivate at the thought of a greasy bucket of fried chicken when you are very hungry, whereas a light salad with a grilled chicken would do just fine to sustain you. Your brain wants to take in as many calories as possible to survive, so it makes you hungry for high-calorie, fat, and carb-dense foods. Of course, you cannot tell your brain that you are not starving, since it has evolved from many years to work a certain way, and you cannot override millennia of information gathering in your brain. Your only other alternative is to therefore eat foods that will keep you full and satiated for longer and that are calorie and macronutrient dense but still healthy. This way, your brain is happy because it recognizes that you are eating foods you need to stay alive, and you are happy because your diet is healthy, as is your body. So since your brain makes you crave high-fat foods, you can replace a bucket of fried chicken with healthier fat sources like avocados, nuts, and olive oil. This is why the Mediterranean diet and the keto diet are among the best diets to follow while intermittent fasting. Mediterranean diet. You will have heard many nutritionists and dietitians rave about the Mediterranean diet. That is because it is one of the best diets in the world. According to Dr. Catherine D. McManus, the Mediterranean diet has been shown to reduce risk of heart disease, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, certain cancers, depression, and in older adults, a decreased risk of frailty, along with better mental and physical function. You will notice that these are all benefits that intermittent fasting also brings you. The Mediterranean diet is great because it is packed with healthy fats that keep you fuller than refined carbs, sugars, and unhealthy fats like vegetable oils and fried foods. Since they keep you fuller, you are less likely to snack on unhealthy foods between meals. The oils in this diet are also great for heart health and packed with omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which have been proven to lower heart disease and its associated comorbidities. The Mediterranean diet is packed with foods like olive oil, avocado and avocado oil, plenty of fruits and vegetables, nuts, legumes, and whole grains, minimally processed foods, low quantities of cheese and yogurt, very low quantities of red meat, low quantities of red wine, Moderate quantities of fish and poultry. Here are some meal plan hacks to introduce a Mediterranean diet into your meals during intermittent fasting. Replace oils and butter with virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, or avocado oil. Keep packets, bottles of nuts, seeds in your kitchen to snack on or to toss in your salads to stay full for longer. You can also blend nuts and seeds packed with wonderful vitamins and minerals, for example, chia seeds and almonds, into your fruit and vegetable smoothies to leave you feeling fuller for longer. Olives are a great snack to have during your eating window. Like nuts and seeds, olives are a great snack because they require no preparation, which is perfect for IF methods that have a smaller eating window. Olives are packed with antioxidants, reducing inflammation and oxidative stress. They are also filled with omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids and polyphenols, which keep your brain healthy. In fact, olives and olive oil are great for regulating your appetite because they are packed with monounsaturated fatty acids, which stimulate the hormone cholecystokinin. Cholecystokinin is known for sending your brain the message that you are full and satiated. Eat a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, and legumes, aiming for at least 5 a day. This ensures you get all your essential micronutrients daily to keep healthy. Replace fruit juices and sugary beverages with healthy smoothies, preferably with 1 serving of fruits and 2 servings of leafy greens. This will give your body the sugar it craves, but in a more healthy form. Add a few tablespoons of olive oil to your salad instead of fatty processed dressings to keep you fuller and happier. Eat legumes like beans, chickpeas, and lentils at least every other day. They are very filling, full of nutrients, and will keep you feeling satiated more than 12 hours after your meal. Keto diet. The keto diet is another very popular diet that helps people successfully lose weight and stay healthy. As with intermittent fasting, the keto diet relies on burning fat to energize the body, rather than the established method of burning glucose, carbs and sugar, to power bodily processes. Likewise, the keto diet follows the same process of burning through your glucose and glucose stores so that your body begins to burn stored fat and you begin to lose weight as a result. Since both processes rely on the same mechanism to promote weight loss, the keto diet is often paired with intermittent fasting for those who want to see great results. One of the benefits of intermittent fasting is that you can follow any diet you want during your eating windows as long as it's healthy. On the keto diet, you barely eat any carbs or sugars, eating a diet consisting mainly of proteins and healthy fats. By feeding your body mostly fats, your body never has enough stores of glucose, so it turns to burning fat as a longer-term strategy. When your body burns fat, it releases ketones, which can then be used as a source of fuel to energize you. This is why it is known as a keto diet. You can see then why the keto diet is a great complement to intermittent fasting. When you fast intermittently without using keto, you break your fast with glucose, which then powers you during your next fasting window. Alternatively, if you want to burn even more fat in a healthy manner, you can use the keto diet to speed up weight loss and instead break your fast with a low-carb, high-fat meal. Even better, your energy levels on the keto diet stay the same as if you were eating a diet consisting of healthy carbohydrates. This is because the fats and proteins you eat daily energize you well enough, even with very limited glucose in your diet. You will be pleased to learn that the keto diet is quite similar to the Mediterranean diet because both are packed with healthy fats that are great for your heart, such as nuts, avocados, and olive oil, as well as high-protein, low-calorie meats such as fish, and high-fiber legumes and whole grains. The only difference between a keto diet and a Mediterranean diet is that you may have to reduce the quantity of dairy products that you consume so as to not overdose on your daily recommended fat intake. At the same time, with keto, you won't be able to drink alcohol, which is high in glucose, eat any processed foods, or eat too many high-sugar fruits, such as berries and bananas, or high-carb vegetables, such as beetroot or parsnips. Even so, the meal plan hacks for a Mediterranean diet work just as well for a keto diet. Our keto book titled Ketogenic Diet for Beginners, The Essential Guide to Rapid Weight Loss Using Intermittent Fasting, Low-Carb Recipes, vegan and vegetarian techniques, and a low-budget 7-day meal plan will help you with your shopping list and with the 7-day meal plan to start your journey. The most important things to remember on a keto diet are: you are getting 75% of your caloric intake from healthy fats, 20% from healthy protein sources, and 5% from healthy carbohydrate sources. You will need to meal plan meals regularly to ensure you have the right foods to eat. If not, you will end up eating a high glucose meal that will bring you out of ketosis, and you will return to burning glucose to fuel your body. When this happens, you will have to start over. Meal planning also prevents you from filling your daily recommended amount of proteins and fats with unhealthy sources, like fried food and saturated fats. Meal planning. Meal planning is simple. It is planning and preparing your meal before you actually need it. It is used by people who exercise often and need to meet a daily target for proteins, carbs, and fat from calories. It is also used by people who have very busy lifestyles and do not have time to spend cooking every day, nor do they want to waste money buying unhealthy takeout options regularly. Meal planning is also great for your wallet because buying food in bulk is much cheaper than buying the ingredients for one meal every single time you want to eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So, how do you meal plan? Simple. You make a plan of what you want to eat for the next week or the next few weeks. Then you prepare it ahead of time, serving it in batches and refrigerating or freezing it for future meal times. Since you also get to store your meals per serving by portioning out each serving so that it gives you the exact amount of carbs, fat, and protein you need for that meal, you have less temptation to overeat. You can see why this works out great for intermittent fasting and the keto diet. If you are on a warrior diet, for example, and you need to eat 2,700 calories in one meal, a meal plan is a great way to ensure you get everything you need in one meal ready for your eating window. While fasting, it takes a lot of mental energy to prepare a meal every day at the end of your fasting window. If you know you only need to place your meal in the oven or air fryer, under the grill, or in the microwave, then that gives you the motivation to keep going. Cheat days. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Let's face it, eating steamed broccoli every day may be great for your health, but sometimes our bodies just crave a big slice of velvety, gooey chocolate cake. While it is important to be disciplined and say no most of the time, it is also just as important to indulge once in a while. Everyone needs rest once in a while, and our brains and bodies need a treat too. The truth about cheat days is that they are well-deserved days of relaxation for your brain more than they are for your body. To be disciplined with your diet and nutrition requires a lot of mental and emotional hard work. It means planning meals ahead of time, calculating how much of each food you need to eat, ensuring you have enough of the right food, cooking them the right way, remembering to take your lunch with you every day, saying no to cake or cookies at meetings, resisting the delicious aroma of a slice of pizza or the urge to ask for extra caramel sauce in your coffee. Yet you do it because the benefits are numerous and amazing, so it is worth it. Your brain, however, is like a computer. It is a machine that needs rest every once in a while if it is to continue to function well. So you must give your brain days of rest where it is not planning, resisting, remembering, and so on. These are known as cheat days, and they are popular in the health and fitness community for a reason. Who doesn't love a cheat day where you can order a pizza with extra cheese and then settle down for a nice moist carrot cake for dessert? Cheat days are like weekends for your brain and your body. You get to reset, have a break, be undisciplined, and charge yourself back up, ready to do it again on Monday. With cheat days, you are also more likely to follow your healthy diet and your fasting program because you indulge your body and brain in their need for unhealthy food once in a while. Remember that our brains and bodies have evolved to crave highly unhealthy foods. When you feed yourself highly unhealthy foods occasionally, you are telling your brain that there is plenty of food around you, so it does not need to go into survival mode. If your brain goes into survival mode, you will begin to crave only unhealthy foods. It may get to a point where you cannot focus on anything else because your brain is always thinking about food. This is a deliberate survival mechanism to make you eat something packed with calories, fats, carbs, and sugar. It is your brain's way of keeping you alive. Eventually, you will give in to this food madness triggered by your brain and will begin to binge on unhealthy foods, thereby wrecking any progress you made while fasting and following a healthy diet. Not listening to your body. While the benefits of intermittent fasting are wide-reaching, you still need to listen to what your body is saying. Every body is different, so what would work for you will not necessarily work for someone else. While one person may be able to fast during the warrior method with ease, you may find it incredibly difficult. You may even find that you suffer from negative side effects on one or more methods of IF. This could be headaches, fainting, extreme fatigue, low energy, lightheadedness, nausea, or anxiety. If you begin to experience negative side effects on intermittent fasting, stop fasting immediately and consult your doctor. Final words. You now have everything you need to unlock a new life. Where before there were just secrets you felt you could not access, now weight loss, increased energy, autophagy, and slow aging are all secrets you too can access. It is evidently the start of a new, better life for you as you chase better health, longer life, feeling great, and even looking good too. These are all the wonderful benefits that intermittent fasting can bring you. You may not have even heard of the phrase intermittent fasting before this book, or perhaps you did, but had no clue what it was all about. Perhaps you heard bits and pieces and were unsure if it was for you. This book has brought you all the essential knowledge you need to begin your journey into intermittent fasting. I want to assure you not to be scared or anxious about beginning this new journey. Whenever I mention intermittent fasting, people's first reaction is often skepticism. Fasting is very difficult. I can't do it. I want to encourage you that you can. All the information in this book has provided you with the information on how to practice intermittent fasting in a pain-free, hunger-free, and seamless way. Now you know what intermittent fasting is and how to practice it safely. You know the different forms of intermittent fasting, and you likely have an idea of which one is best for you and your needs. What's more, you know the different benefits you can expect from intermittent fasting, as well as great meal plan hacks to help you on your journey to great health. If you are on the keto diet, especially for any listeners who have just listened to my book, Ketogenic Diet for Beginners, The Essential Keto Guide to Rapid Weight Loss, using intermittent fasting, low-carb recipes, vegan and vegetarian techniques, and a low-budget 7-day meal plan, then you now have additional guidance on how to follow intermittent fasting while on a diet. This is the beginning of a new life for you, and I am delighted that you chose to start this journey with me. Remember that you can always come back to this book if you need a recap of information or if you just want some guidance during the process. If you have enjoyed this audiobook and you've learned about intermittent fasting and its benefits, an honest review is always appreciated and will help me reach new listeners just like you who struggle with weight loss. Thank yourself every day for choosing your health. You've got this.
We appreciate you tuning in to one of our captivating audiobooks. For more immersive experiences, here is another audiobook we're certain you'll enjoy. Don't forget to show your support by liking this video, sharing what you loved about this audiobook in the comments section below, and subscribing for more captivating audiobooks like this. Thanks for being a part of our audiobook community.